I want to talk about the Suicide Squad live service game, which was a fumble, a fail on its own, but recently got a lore update that just completely nailed the coffin. Like it was a last nail on the coffin, and I thought it was pretty funny. So yeah, I want to yap about it a little bit. By the way, I'm doing this like shorter, bite-sized gaming news videos. Don't worry, the longer ones are still coming. But sometimes I think there are like some shorter news that maybe should be talked about on their own. I just want to yap. I just want to talk about it. And I think that makes sense. I don't know. Let's get into it. So if you haven't heard, a Suicide Squad live service game came out in January last year. I did not play it. It was an absolute flop. It was a complete failure of a game. I didn't even dabble into it because by the time that I knew it was out, it was already dead. People already talking about how bad of a game it was. It was called Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and you were supposed to kill the members of the Justice League in the game if the title is not clear. From what I've seen, the game was extremely repetitive, kind of messy, confusing, and the cooperation, the game was very unbalanced, and it was just not fun to play. It was just not nice. It didn't feel nice to play. So people stopped playing. And I ended up seeing other news saying that the game was going for $5 and people weren't buying it. So they added it to Prime Gaming and other like free game platforms. And people were still not downloading it. So people don't even want it for free. That's how bad the game is. But it would get like periodic lore updates and new stuff. It's a live service game. So it had new stuff added to the game, new bosses, new stuff. And some like web comics were also released. I forgot how to say words. Some web comics were also released along with the game, like as compliments for the lore. And the final one just came out. It came out in January, in about half of January. And it basically just invalidates the entire plot of the game, which I think is hilarious. So one of the few things that people were talking positively about the game was the fact that you were actually going against some big heroes, like, well, I mean, spoiler alert, I don't know if you care. But like you were actually going against the Justice League, so Superman and Batman, and you actually kill Batman in the game. And people were saying that was kind of a bold move lore-wise, but also pretty cool, pretty interesting, right? Well, in the best cliche possible of, oh, everything was just a dream, or all the characters were in coma, or something like that, they released a 2-minute webcomic, motion comic, I think. It has voice over the images, so it's kind of a comic, kind of an animation, you know, a mix of stuff. Basically saying that at the end of the whole debacle of the whole story of the game, they actually didn't kill Batman. They killed a clone of Batman or something like that. So the game was not even a canon. I mean, there's a lot of many multiverses and stuff like that, but people were actually excited that at least the story of the game meant something. And then you got to the end of the game and you actually, well, nothing actually happened. Oh, wow. I don't know if the intention of the developers or the story directors or whatever was to actually close up the game and pretend that it never happened. Also in the lore, like, oh yeah, we tried to release that game, nobody played it. So everything that happened in the game, forget about it. It was just a dream. There were clones. It didn't matter. So focus on the next one and let's get people not thinking about that. Or if that was actually an attempt for them to get people back into the game, trying to make the plot thicken somehow, but it just got people more frustrated, like even more frustrated with the game. Because a few people that actually played the game and actually cared about the story now feel like it was a waste of time, that nothing they did actually mattered, and all the time that they dedicated to an actual game that they don't really like, they maybe were playing just for funsies, just for, I don't know, for love of the franchise and love of the DC universe. Just, it didn't matter at the end. It wasn't even a fun game. That's the thing. If it was like, oh, maybe it was a fun game and I had fun while it lasted and maybe the story's not that good. But no, it's a bad game, and now it was a bad story already, and now they just nailed the coffin with a stupid ending. And I thought that was pretty funny. So I wanted to talk about it because I didn't know anything about the game, but knowing that it actually ended like this, I don't know what the intention was with this, but they failed. I I don't know if they could have done anything to fix it, but this unfixed it even more. So in a game that's called Kill the Justice League and you don't like Kill the Justice League, and it's also not a good game. As of the news that I read, which was like halfway through January, the game only have less than 500 people playing, like active players. So that is pretty bad. I don't know what's going on lately with the game industry in general, especially like live service game, but like bigger game developers and bigger IPs. They just seem to be missing every single time. We're getting bad game after bad game. It feels like they don't care about what they're putting out. But anyway, that's a whole nother yap. So yeah, I just wanted to share that because I thought it was hilarious and stupid. And if you like that, subscribe because there's going to be more of these random yap sessions coming. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.